Okay, Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, you Akim out there that push this word in truth and sincerity. This is going to be a quick lesson. Going into what's happening around the world with them attacking Aleppo in Syria, the militants overtaking that. And Aleppo is on the border of Turkey. Turkey's a part of NATO. So we're going to see what comes out of that. People protesting all over the world. Now you got these UFO sightings, whether they real or manufactured by Esau. Because we know Esau got certain technology, like holographic images that he could put out there and make it seem like it's being an alien invasion, because there's something called Project Blue Beam and Project Blue Book, where they telling you they're going to fake an alien invasion to get everybody on board with this one world religion, one world currency, you know? And that's what they planning, because they want total control. Also, what's going on, the situation over with Israel and in the Gaza Strip, also with Ukraine and Russia. I saw on TikTok a couple of videos circulating of military hardware being transferred to different parts in America. I don't know how old the video is. That's why I'm not going to display it. But the video looks familiar, so we know that these devils, which is Esau, the so-called white man, have a trick bag up their sleeve, and they're gonna do some things that's worthy to be concerned with. But if you're doing that which is right in the eyes of the Most High, the Lord's going to protect you, because the Lord is controlling everything. If you're doing that which is right in the eyes of the Lord, putting your videos up, going out there in the highways and the byways, observing high holy days, you're going to do that which, you're doing that which is required for you to do, the Lord's going to protect you. Psalms, the 91st chapter. But when you realize certain things and you don't take heed, because you wrapped up in Thanksgiving, that day passed. Now everybody's focusing on the worshiping of Tammuz, which they call Christmas. Shit is crazy, man. Nobody is measuring the times. Everybody is preoccupied with these pagan festivals. And right after Christmas, it's going to be New Year's Eve. New Year's that they're going to celebrate. Meanwhile, all kind of hell is breaking loose on the earth. Meanwhile, protests is happening. Salaki for the ramble, I'm going to get into the scriptures. And this is what Jake is not doing. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. They're not measuring the times because they preoccupied with a bunch of bullshit. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. This is the angel talking to Esdras. And he reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the times diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And we see that. So lucky for that. We see that. The Lord is visiting the world which he made, man. Do earthquakes, pestilence, upwards of the people, floods. Look what happened in Spain. Look what happened in France. Look what's happening in California with the brush fires. Look what's happening all over the world. Wars. Catastrophe after catastrophe that's happening, man. And this is how the Lord is visiting the world. Demonstrating we're at the end of Esau's empire. This devil's empire is soaking in the drain. Whether people want to realize that or not. So it reads, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that was before thee, even from the beginning. It says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Esau's empire, the end of Esau's empire, the so-called white man's empire, is being manifest due to these prophecies. Due to uproars of the people, wars, rumors of wars. The situation with Hezbollah in southern Lebanon and the Israeli government. The situation in Palestine on the Gaza Strip and the Israeli government. The situation was going on in Russia with Ukraine. The situation with Joe Biden is allowing the Ukrainians to use U.S.-made weapons to strike the heartland of Russia. Like as if it's not going to be no repercussions. See, Putin is showing a lot of restraint. But how long the Lord's going to allow that to happen? How long the Lord is going to allow him to show restraint? Everything is according to prophecy. World War III is not going to break out. We're in the beginning of stages of World War III. But thermonuclear war is not going to happen until the economy collapses and they come up with that new digital system. And we already know what that is. Revelation 13, verse 16. That CHIP. So we know that what's happening now is that's the beginning of sorrows. Esau's kingdom, the so-called white man's kingdom, is circling the drain. What's going to happen is the Lord is gradually, what's happening is the Lord is gradually taking this devil out of rulership. It's something called gradualism. And the Lord is patient in using gradualism to take this devil out of his rulership, out of his power seat. And it reads, it says, back in 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 5, for like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And we see that. The end of this devil's rulership is being manifested through these prophecies. Do what's happening, which is spoken of in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, the 4th verse on down, was spoken of in 2nd Ezra 9 and 1, in which I'm reading. And it reads, it says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and ending in effects and signs. And we see that happening right now with this devil's empire. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7. And it reads, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, and when shall be the end of the first, which is Esau's kingdom, and the end, so like in the beginning of that which followeth, which is Jacob's kingdom, being joint heirs with Yahushua, which is rightfully Yahushua's kingdom, but it's being joint heirs. So it was the kingdom of Israel. And that's what Ezra is asking the angel. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham, slacking for that, from Abraham unto Isaac when Jacob and Esau was born of him. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, which was a representation of him taking Esau out of his rulership. It says, for Esau is the end of the world. Esau, being the so-called white man, is the end of the world, end of an age. Not the end of the world, the end of the age or empire. But it's going into the end of the age of Esau, the so-called white man's rulership. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that followeth. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other questions Esdras asked thou not. Because he gave him the answer. This devil's going to go down. He's going to be the last to rule before Yahweh shall crack them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance. But he's not going to give his kingdom up just like that. Of course not, man. He's going to fight tooth and nail to keep his kingdom. He's going to fight tooth and nail to uphold his status as the #1 ruler in the world. And a lot of you jakes are going to get caught up in there, man. A lot of you jakes are going to get caught up in Esau's society. You're already caught up in Esau's society. But what's going to make matters worse, you're going to bow down and consent to being seated. And that's going to be your destruction, pursuant to Revelation chapter 14, verse 8 on down. If you take that shit, that's your ass. There's no coming back from that, man. There's no coming back from that. And this devil's going to fight tooth and nail. He's going to come down with great wrath because he know. The matter of fact, let's get it real quick. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 13. It's like it, verse 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell therein. Them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil was come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that his time is short. It's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's talking about his physical counterpart, which is the so-called white man. Just like the physical counterpart of Yahweh Shai is the Israelites, the elect of Israel. Right now. So this devil gonna come down having great wrath, man. It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and them and Slakim. I'm kind of excited. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. That word woe means destruction. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that his time is short. That's plain and simple. That's going into martial law. Going into all hell breaking loose. Going into this devil showing his horns. Going into this devil showing his horn. Why do you think King David prayed to the Lord to deliver him from the wicked, which is thy sword? Psalm 7, the 17th chapter, the 13th. Psalm 17, verse 13. The Lord is going to deliver his elect. King David prayed for deliverance. And he wasn't talking about the time he was living in. That was because King David was a prophet and a king. He was prophesying in the time we're living in now. Who's the sword of the Most High? Esau, the so-called white man. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Things is getting bad out there, man. This devil coming down having great wrath, man. And we see what's going to pop. We see what's popping off. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world. There's that word woe again. In Revelation, the 13th chapter, with the 12th chapter, the 12th verse, it goes into woe to the inhabitants of the world and of the sea, for the devil has come down to you having great wrath. But now in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, the 14th verse, is saying, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. It says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And we see that. That's race wars. Clash of civilizations, clashes of the middle class and the rich. And then you got the poor on the bottom. They trying to get rid of the middle class. They only want rich and poor. The super rich and the poor, that's it. So they have total dominance and total control over everything. Do that C-hip. And you can't see what's happening, I don't know what to tell you, man. If you can't see this, if your spiritual eyes is not open, when you can't see this, hey, man, then you need to pray to the Lord, man. Maybe perhaps you're one of the 2/3. Where the Lord blinds you where you can't see this. Pursuant to Isaiah 6 and 9. This is heavy, man. It's not a joke. Meanwhile, you people just finished celebrating a pagan festival. Who was of the slaughtering of our brethren. The day of thievery. And now you're going to celebrate another pagan festival. All distractions. Meanwhile, wars happening, death and destruction is happening all over the world. It says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition, which is, that word sedition goes back to an uprising against a monarch or a government among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power. If they ain't going to care what right now Joe Biden is going to say over Donald Trump when he become the president. Right now, Donald Trump is the president-elect. They ain't going to regard what he's going to say over Donald Trump. I'm saying what Joe Biden is going to say. They're going to do what they're going to do. It says, a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Why does it say that? A man, back in verse 17, 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because it's going to be martial law. The city is going to be locked down. All the bridges, the tunnels, it's going to be locked down. Whether it's the Lincoln Tunnel, the Holland Tunnel, the George Washington Bridge, or any other bridge, the Verrazano Bridge, any other bridge that links you to coming into the city or leaving the city is going to be locked down. That's martial law. Are you comprehending? Do you understand? It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, because all kind of hell is going to break loose, especially if they lose power. At night, all kind of hell is going to break loose. If it's an EMP attack, electromagnetic pulse attack on the grid of America, what do you think is going to happen when nightfall? All kind of hell is going to break loose, man. You know? It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Some of that good savory food cooking, you ain't got shit going on for you. You're going to break in his house, whip his ass, and take his goods. Or you may get your ass whipped. Either or, it's going to be great tribulation in that time. And that's during the time of Jacob's trouble. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, which is going to be Jacob's trouble, man. A lot of you people are caught up in this pagan festival and not facing reality. And reality is going to smack you right in the face when you get caught up. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. And it reads, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And what it says in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, the 15th chapter, what is it? The 18th verse. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Then you go to 2nd Ezra 8 and 50, it says, for many great miseries shall be done to them, then the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. There's that word pride again. So all hell is going to break loose, man. All hell is going to break loose real soon. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, the signs, that word token means signs. And behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, dying by the way of the sword, by famine, getting torn apart by teeth of wild beasts, drowning, being shot, being killed by the sword. That's how you're going to be taken in a great number. Death and destruction is on its way. And we've been warning you, starting with the Apostle Sahar on down. But do you take heed? No. You still celebrating these pagan holidays. 2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, which mean signs, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. The only one that's really going to truly have faith are the elect of the sons of Israel. The rest, they're not going to have faith, man. They're going to have faith according to the beliefs of man. It says, but iniquity which is sin upon sin shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. You see what's going on with the alphabet soup community. Adultery is in an all-time high. Gang banging, witchcraft, tarot card reading. All this is iniquities, sin upon sin. And it says, in the land that thou seest now to have root, shall thou seest, shall thou see wasted suddenly. Let me see that. Let me read that again. Verse 3. And the land that thou seest now to have root, shall thou see wasted suddenly. Zephaniah 1, 14, 15, on down. 2nd Ezra 12, 16 and 12. The list go on. We can go on and on with scriptures, man. The bottom line is, a lot of you people going to be taken because you're not paying, you ain't taking heed. You're not taking heed to what's really happening around the world, man. You're not taking heed what's happening because you're too caught up in these pagan festivals, which is going to be your downfall. This is last scripture. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and 68. Because martial law is coming. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take you away, and they shall take certain of you and feed you being idle, being locked in them concentration camps. But they're going to feed you with that sea hip. Let's read that again. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude. What's that great multitude? Them Gurkha troops, them UN troops, the National Guard, the militaries, Interpol. That's the burning wrath of that great multitude. It's kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them, take that chip, shall be had in derision. Revelation chapter 14, 8 on down. It says, let me read it again from the top. Salakia. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. That chip, that sea hip, because you're gonna be idle in a concentration camp, and they're gonna make a deal with you. If you want out, you want to be part of the system. This is the new system. Take this right here, and we'll let you out. You be a normal citizen. It says, And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Like I said, Revelation chapter 14, verse 8 on down. It says, for there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Started with the elect. And Jake that's fearing the Lord according to precepts of men, they're going to be taken. Things is heating up, man. Keep thinking everything is going to go back to normal because Donald Trump has become the president-elect. It's only going to increase in sorrows. Just take heed. Because if not, you're going to be one taken. It says, they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And the only ones that truly fear the Lord are his elect. Started with the apostles on down. So things is getting crazy. And only the Lord knows what 2025 is going to bring. All you got to do is stay prayed up and be on point and be circumspect. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash, and double honors once again to the apostles and the bishops and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.